on the spark that destined him for greater things. A bright and popular student, he won the enduring admiration of the teachers who taught him and the admiration and respect of those who studied with him. His early years were a fairy tale story of a loving, caring childhood, of joys shared and hopes aplenty. But it was in his 15th year, when partition shook the very foundation of the land, that he faced the first of many adversities, challenges that would test his mettle and make him grow into the pioneering, far-seeing individual that he eventually became. From being one of the wealthiest families in their town, my ancestors, the Singhs, were reduced to an ordinary family on the run from the horrific violence that had broken out. The politics of partition meant that their ancestral home fell in what henceforth be known as Pakistan. He never lost sight, though, of the fact that his education was of paramount importance. While he built vocational skills to help keep the light burning at home, he also found time to study well enough to do really well in every exam he took. As he grew to adulthood, his career path progressed, bringing him into contact with leading US agencies working in India at the time. My father moved to Delhi with his immediate family, drawn by the prospect of better jobs and career opportunities. One thing led to another, and the Americans he worked with realized that there was a young man here with immense potential, a man who could work wonders if given international exposure. My father, by his mid-20s, had spent quite a few years steadily climbing the professional ladder, acquiring a bachelor's and master's degree on the way. He was advised to apply for the Fulbright scholarship that would allow him to pursue a research-cum-teaching assistantship in the US. The young man seized the opportunity with both hands, and sure enough, he was successful. In 1959, he sailed off from the Mumbai docks to embark on an epic journey that would only see him return nearly 5 years later. In the US, my father took to the new cultural and social environment like a fish to water, becoming immensely popular both for the person he was as well as for being a genuinely gifted and meticulous scholar. His circle of friends extended from ex-diplomats to local leaders, students, to professors. Studying at Nebraska, he became one of the best-known overseas students at his university. It was in the US that he found his true calling, marketing. He understood the value and perpetual relevance of the field, as well as the need to introduce it into the Indian business landscape. My father worked very hard, striking a balance between his teaching duties, his work for the welfare of overseas students, and his own academic research. Aided by his professors, he grew in knowledge, experience, and understanding, taking up teaching roles in different parts of the states as time went by. His work on the marketing of Indian tea in the US was seminal in the exploration of India's overseas trade. As he finished his PhD and then was called Dr. Jagjit Singh, he found himself inundated with job offers from different places. From a formerly wealthy business kind to a refugee fleeing his hometown, he had struck gold in the land of opportunity, the United States of America. A prosperous, comfortable, and secure future was his for the taking. It was the kind of opportunity that holds an unmatched appeal even today. So many people we know would rather settle there than come back home. But this was what set him apart from many others of his generation. While his ambition propelled him to new heights, his deeply ingrained family values and traditions kept intact his love for home and the desire to build his future back in India. He returned in 1964 to join hands in holy matrimony with his anchor, his support, the love of his life, his wife, Mrs. Satpal Jagjit Singh. Together, they set off on an amazing life together as he began the India leg of his career with a job at Esso in now called Mumbai, which turned out well and soon led to prospects of him assuming major responsibilities at an international scale. My father did extensive research on the successes and failures of Indian industry and the possible difference that could be made through a more professional approach to marketing. It was out of these deliberations that his dream, his vision, IMM, was born in 1968 and formally registered on the 14th of August, 1969. On my father's watch, IMM was a pioneering organization from the start. It engaged with multiple levels of stakeholders from the industrial, governmental, and diplomatic sectors, changing the perception of marketing in India from marginal to an indispensable attribute of a successful business. My father's foray into entrepreneurship has been successful, but challenges and roadblocks were also around the corner. The good work he began continued to grow. IMM's annual awards became recognized as industry-wide standards of excellence. Generation after generation of marketing students have walked out of the IMM's portals, each playing their part in revolutionizing how business was done in India. Dr. Jagjit Singh's contribution towards bringing up the institute to its present stature of international repute has been supreme. Leaving the certainty of a secure future in the US to test waters back home was never an easy choice for him, yet he made it. All these years later, it is amazing to think how the very future of marketing in India rested on that one decision. But my father was an entrepreneur through and through, and one with a unique set of attributes that allowed him to scale the heights he did. He was a man with unparalleled ambition that was given direction by the strength of his family values. He was a child of privilege who valued the good things in life, tempered with adversity, which only made him stronger. He had the choice to take the easy way out, but took the road less traveled, revolutionizing a whole profession along the way. Thank you, sir, for giving us all IMM. We promise to spread ourselves all over the country within the next 5 years. So it is here today, I want to tell you that versatile professional attributes, coupled with a sense of balance and a hunger to succeed, will turn you bright young minds into the rising entrepreneurs who will shape the destiny of the world of tomorrow. I thank you all for being here today and joining us as we salute India's entrepreneurs on the eve of its 68th Independence Day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing valuable words with us. And indeed, the story of late Dr. Gaganjeet Singh is an inspiration to all of us. Well, moving on. It's my honor to call on stage the woman who is an Indian talk show host, an anchor, and a successful producer. She is also the daughter of a famous politician of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Honorable Minister Shri L.K. Advani ji, the former Deputy Prime Minister of India. She heads Swayam Infotainment, a media company engaged in the production of entertainment software for Indian television. She is a producer of 2 famous talk shows in Doordarshan, that is Yade and Take Care. She produced a documentary film, that is Ananya Bharti. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the anchor, managing director, and of Swayam Infotainment Private Limited. Please put your hands together for Ms. Pratibha Advani.
नमस्कार। बैठे बैठे ये सोच रही थी कि हिंदी में बोलूं या अंग्रेज़ी में। हालांकि यहाँ आने का मेरा सबब आपसे आपके साथ रहना इस मौके पर यही था। गगनजीत सिंह जी के पिताजी जगजीत सिंह जी, I must share with you all today that was the first, your institution, the IMM, was the first one that gave me my first media award. So your institution means a lot to me too. Jagjit Singh ji, truly, besides sharing the wonderful story of his life, Gaganjeet, thank you for doing that, because I didn't know a lot of things myself. But besides achieving what he has achieved for you all, the Institute, setting up this beautiful dream of his and seeing it take shape and materialize, I want to say that having known him personally myself, कई बार उनसे मिली, और ख़ास तौर पर उस मौके पर जब उन्होंने मुझे ये पुरस्कार दिया आपकी संस्था की ओर से, और एक बार आप जैसे लोगों के साथ मिलने का, आपसे बात करने का मौका तब दिया गया मुझे जब मुझे एक आउटगोइंग बैच को एड्रेस करने के लिए बुलाया गया, और उन मौक़ों पर और उसके अलावा एक दो बार जब और मिले जगजीत सिंह जी, मैं ये कह सकती हूँ कि वास्तव में वो बहुत अच्छे इंसान थे, बहुत अच्छे, बहुत केयरिंग, बहुत लविंग, और मुझे उनका बहुत अफेक्शन मिला। मैं उन्हें मिस भी करती हूँ। आंटी से भी कई बार मिलने का मौका मिला। आई एम हैप्पी टू बी हियर बिकॉज आई फील अ पार्ट ऑफ यू, and I'm happy that today we are celebrating the 45th anniversary of this great institution. As I said, I had met some of you, not you, but the earlier batches at one point of time, and I shared some of my thoughts. और उनको एक मैंने चुटकुला भी सुनाया था। एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जो आज का कॉन्फ्रेंस है, उसके बारे में कलराज जी भी यहाँ हैं। मैं कलराज जी को भी मेरे बचपन से उन्होंने मुझे छोटेपन से देखा है, और उनका बहुत स्नेह, आशीर्वाद और प्यार मुझे प्राप्त होता रहा है हमेशा। एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में उनसे ज़्यादा अच्छे शब्द आपको कोई नहीं दे सकता, तो उस विषय को मैं थोड़ा सा टच ज़रूर करूँगी, पर इस मौके पर एक हल्का फुल्का गंभीर बातें वो करें, और मैं छोटा हल्का फुल्का एक चुटकुला आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहूँगी, जो आपके पिछले वाले ओकेजन पर भी मैंने मेरे दोस्तों को बताया था। जहाँ तक जीवन में काम करने की बात आती है, कोई भी काम हो, प्रोफेशनल काम, ज़िंदगी में पढ़ाई के बाद का जो समय आता है, एक असमंजस वाला समय होता है। आदमी सोचता है मैं ज़िंदगी में क्या करूँ, कहाँ जाऊँ। कुछ लोग चुनी चुनाई राह पकड़ते हैं, कुछ लोग अपनी राह बनाते हैं और उन्हें एंटरप्रेन्योर्स कहा जाता है, और कुछ लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं जो शायद ज़िंदगी में कुछ ना करना पसंद करें। हमारे यंगस्टर्स में ऐसे लोग कम होते हैं, बट चुटकुला ऐसे लोगों पर है, तो मैं इसलिए भूमिका बांध रही हूँ। दो दोस्त आपस में बात कर रहे होते हैं, और एक दोस्त दूसरे को बोलता है कि आप ज़िंदगी में कुछ करते क्यों नहीं हो, ऐसे ही खाली बैठे रहते हो, कुछ तो करा करो। कहते हैं नहीं यार, मुझे कुछ करने का मन नहीं है, मेरा जो मन यही करता है कि बस बैठे रहूँ, हवा खाऊँ, मस्ती करूँ, मौज करूँ। कहते हैं नहीं, कुछ तो करना बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो कहते हैं अच्छा क्या करूँ? तो उसका दोस्त उसको कहता है और कुछ नहीं तो आर्मी में भर्ती हो जा। कहते हैं आर्मी में मैं भर्ती नहीं होऊंगा। कहते हैं क्यों? कहते हैं अगर आर्मी में भर्ती होऊंगा तो दो बातें होंगी। क्या दो बातें? या वो मुझे आर्मी में ले लेंगे या नहीं लेंगे, नहीं लिया तो कोई बात नहीं, ले लेंगे तो दो बातें होंगी। या वो मुझे ऑफिस में एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव काम के लिए रखेंगे या लड़ाई लड़ने फ्रंट पे भेज देंगे। एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव काम के लिए रखा तो कोई बात नहीं, लड़ाई लड़ने भेज देंगे तो दो बातें होंगी। या मैं लड़ाई लड़ूंगा या नहीं लड़ूंगा, नहीं लड़ूंगा तो कोई बात नहीं, अगर लड़ूंगा तो दो बातें होंगी। या दुश्मन मुझे मारेगा या मैं दुश्मन को मारूंगा, मैं दुश्मन को मारूंगा तो कोई बात नहीं, अगर दुश्मन मुझे मारेगा तो दो बातें होंगी। या मैं लड़ाई लड़ते लड़ते मर जाऊंगा या फिर घायल होके किसी अस्पताल में पड़ा रहूँगा। मर गया तो कोई बात नहीं, घायल हो गया तो दो बातें होंगी। या वो मुझे काट के छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों में फेंक देंगे या उबलते हुए तेल में खौलाएंगे, उबलते हुए तेल में खौलाएंगे तो दो बातें होंगी। या मेरे में से चर्बी निकलेगी या नहीं निकलेगी, नहीं निकली तो कोई बात नहीं, निकली तो दो बातें होंगी। या वो उस चर्बी को निकाल के फेंक देंगे या उसमें से साबुन बनाएंगे, अगर फेंक दिया तो कोई बात नहीं, साबुन बनाएंगे तो दो बातें होंगी। या वो साबुन कपड़े धोने के काम आएगा या नहाने के काम आएगा, कपड़े धोने के काम आया तो कोई बात नहीं, नहाने के काम आया तो दो बातें होंगी। या उससे आदमी नहाएगी या औरत नहाएगी, आदमी नहाएगा तो कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन अगर औरत नहाएगी तो मुझे शर्म आ जाएगी। तो वो अपने दोस्त को कहता है भाई मुझे आर्मी में भर्ती नहीं होना। लंबी चौड़ी भूमिका, लंबा चौड़ा चुटकुला आपके साथ ही मैं बांटना इसलिए चाहती थी, एक तो माहौल को थोड़ा सा सेलिब्रेट किया जाए। हम जगजीत सिंह जी को मैं दिल से चाहती थी और हमेशा मेरे थॉट्स एंड प्रेयर्स में वो रहेंगे। और गगनजीत को मैं अपनी शुभकामनाएं देना चाहती हूँ कि इस मार्केटिंग इंस्टीट्यूट को और ऊंचाइयों तक पहुँचाए। आंटी से आशीर्वाद देना चाहूँगी आज के मौके पर। और दूसरा, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में कुछ शब्द अगर मैं कहना चाहूँ तो यही कहना चाहूँगी कि एक किताब जिसने मुझे बहुत प्रेरित किया, बिज़नेस की किताब बहुत अच्छी मानी जाती है, हु मूव माई चीज़। आई डोंट नो, आई एम श्योर सम ऑफ यू मे हैव रेड इट। हैज़ एनीबडी रेड हु मूव माई चीज़?